Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Shahada Merritt, and I am a rising senior at Strawberry Mansion High School. As you have heard today from the Enough is Enough group, the young people in the city of Philadelphia have concerns and recommendations as it pertains to gun violence. At Strawberry Mansion, we also conducted a survey of our school because Strawberry Mansion has one of the highest gun violence rates in the city. When surveyed about gun violence, the students of Strawberry Mansion reported the following. 58.2% of the students have seen shootings in their neighborhood. 42% of the students have a family member that is in jail because of gun violence. 54% of the students have a friend that was injured because of gun violence. 43.2% of the students believe that gun violence is necessary sometimes. 52% of the students have a friend that has died as a result of gun violence. 66% of the students have a family member who has died because of gun violence. 65% of the students worry about getting hit by stray bullets when they are outside. For the past few months, the 11th grade at Strawberry Mansion have studied the 100 Shooting Review Commission by Councilman Curtis Jones, and studying this document and examining how other cities have handled gun violence. We were most impressed with how gun violence was handled in Oakland, California, and felt that the 100 Shooting Review document was somewhat aligned with what David Mohammed from the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform did in Oakland in 2012 to cut gun violence by 50%. Adding on to what my fellow group member George said, this gun epidemic is listed the same as a health crisis by many leaders in power. This same idea is also stated in the 100 Shooting Review, which says that gun violence in Philadelphia is both a public health crisis and a racial justice crisis. If we can all agree that gun violence is a public health crisis, then would you agree that we should treat it like we did any other public health crisis we have dealt with in the past, or more recently, like we are dealing with COVID right now? The actions in Oakland, California were actions that aligned with dealing with a public health crisis. Using the gun violence reduction strategy ceasefire, Oakland instituted a four-step approach. 1. Data-driven identification of the people who are the highest risk for being a victim of gun violence or for perpetrating gun violence. 2. Directly communicating with these targeted groups of people, informing them of their risk and their risk factors that will have you more likely to be involved in gun violence. 3. Offer intensive support and opportunities to those targeted individuals to give them a serious opportunity to get out of the risk category. 4. Focus law enforcement so that arrests are targeted when it comes to gun violence. The 100 Shooting Review addresses some of these approaches under the recommendation categories of enforcement, prevention, and intervention, but not all of the approaches used in Oakland and not in a coordinated way. If the gun violence issue in Philadelphia was handled like a public health issue, then we would see public service announcements discussing the risk factors and the people who are most at risk for becoming involved. Those people would know where to go and what to do. There would be coordinations of services in the city specifically for people who fall into these risk areas, and those services will also reach out to these groups. The people most at risk for gun violence would be given resources and opportunities that would assist them in getting out of the risk category or prevent them from getting caught up in a risk factor. The police department and the DA office will work together better to focus on gun violence arrests. When studying the 100 Shooting Review, it seemed like they were both blaming each other. How can we solve this issue if we are blaming each other? Another area where the 100 Shooting Review fell short was with youth involvement. The input of the youth does not exist in the 100 Shooting Review. Today, we are requesting that the input of the youth be added in every step of the process of addressing gun violence in Philadelphia because too many people are doing the shootings. Our testimony here today should be just a first step. The youth should be involved in planning and supported in organizing in the city around this area. The 100 Shooting Review document is a great start because it identifies issues and makes recommendations involving gun violence, but we can only make it work if we all work together. Thank you for listening today.